Thanks for tuning in today, folks. We're going to do a super simple short video just discussing the 3 brushes you should be using as a digital artist trying to create art that looks like a tattoo versus the 3 brushes that I use as a tattoo artist trying to create really clean stencils that are going to translate well onto the skin and just make my lines nice and clean and whatnot. Because what I do is different than what you might be doing as a digital artist. If you're a tattoo artist, though, go ahead, finish watching this video as well, because we're going to discuss my 3 favorite brushes and why it is that I use those. That's it, folks. This video sounds interesting to you. I'm Clay, the Techie Tattooer. Let's get to the iPad. We're going to dig around in Procreate for a minute. Hope you enjoy. All right, folks, so here we are on the iPad Pro doing our thing. My 300 DPI 8.5 by 11 standard sheet of paper. With the new update that last happened, not for the operating system, but there was an update, like there was the 5.4 update for Procreate specifically. We now have 2 libraries for brushes, I believe. I'm not sure if people who purchased Procreate after the update have the classic library or not. So that's kind of also why I'm doing this video, is to talk about the other library, which is your Procreate library versus the classic library. I am stuck in the classic library because that's just what I use, right? It's what I bought Procreate with, and hopefully you guys still have access to it. That's where you find it. If you look at your classic or Procreate library, there's this little down arrow here, and you just go back to libraries, and that should give you all of the brush libraries you have available in your Procreate app. So as a tattoo artist, the 3 brushes I use are under inking, the technical pen. This is what I use. We'll make it a little bit bigger, right? Because it's a tapered brush, but it's really clean on the lines. It only has that tiniest bit of shading or fall off to the line, but it's got a really nice, clean line to it. It's one of the cleanest brushes I've found, and it's what I use for like 90% of my line work for creating stencils for tattoos. However, the only thing I do change about it is that I will click on this, and every so often I'll mess with the stabilization. I keep it between 25%, or I'll bump it up for when I really want things to be super, super stable. If I like, writing, calligraphy, text, stuff like that, I'll bump it up into like the 60, 65 range for both the streamline and the stabilization, right? Almost maybe to 70%, something in there, but in that 60 to 70% range, let's say. And that just gives us a much smoother sort of thing. But as you can see, it's already kind of forcing the line to do something kind of different, and we lose a lot of detail. So be careful pushing it all the way up into the 70% range. You're just not going to get as much follow along the pen tip as I would assume you want. And so it can kind of kill some of the uniqueness of an individual line at that high a stabilization and streamline amount. But that literally is the only setting I mess with on my go-to workhorse pen, technical pen, under inking. It's absolutely amazing. When I'm doing my American traditional, I use under calligraphy. I'll do the monoline, and I actually don't mess with the monoline settings at all. I love it as it is. But let's go ahead and see what it has the stabilization turned up to. Yep, 60 and 58%. So I must have messed with that at some point. If yours are not set to 60 and 60, go ahead and set them to 60 and 60, because that's what you're going to want to do. It's a great percentage for just making the cleanest, boldest outlines possible. And that's what I'll do for my bold outlines for like American traditional, or even some of my outer outlines for neo-traditional as my biggest line weight. Absolutely love it. Then, of course, airbrushing for my shading, I just use the soft brush. That's it. It's a great brush. It's an awesome, I love it, but it is, all of these things are buttery, buttery smooth. I don't print out any shading just because I don't like doing that. It's a personal preference. You can absolutely, as a tattoo artist, get the right machine, the right thermofax machine to print out shading, but it's not something I do. I just like working clean. those are my three brushes. If you're a tattoo artist, give these brushes a try. They are great. If you're not a tattoo artist and you're a digital artist, though, we're going to bust over here into the Procreate library. And both of the brushes, and I've been experimenting with this a little bit, trying to see what works really well and kind of fakes almost like a what do we call it? Like a spit shading flash sheet sort of style. And Nowhere Else and Goshawk seem to be my go-tos for that, right? And what you're going to see them kind of, Nowhere Else would be like my technical pen, right? Where it's got a really nice pressure sensitivity, but it leaves you, with these cool little like grit lines, right? And they're really fun. You can change the settings on these grit lines. We should probably do something a little bit thinner, something kind of like that. And it looks like those paint splatters that you would get if you were doing watercolor. And so if you're trying to do those spit shading kind of, flash sheet tattoo fakes, where you just got a really nice look to it, but it looks a little bit gritty. Absolutely, the Nowhere Else pen is perfect. It was what I would use instead of the technical pen. Of course, you can always go in and change the streamline and stabilization amounts. I could absolutely see that being useful. Someone like me, I would totally, let's turn this up to like a 50% and 50%, see what's up. Yeah, see, that's nice. You could get some really great, not clean lines, but clean curves, clean shapes out of a 50-50. Yeah, that's really nice. So, Nowhere Else is what I would use instead of my technical pen if I were trying to create tattoo style digital art. And then the Goshawk. I think it's Goshawk. Is it Gohawk? Let me look at that again. Yeah, Goshawk. It has a slight pressure sensitivity to it, but you really can't tell, right? You can see there's a smidge of a taper here. And I really like how it looks. It's a little pixelated on the edges, but honestly, you can't really tell from further away. I like it. It's really, really clean with just the bare minimum amount of texture. And so, if you wanted to do those bigger, bolder lines, this is the brush I would use instead of or as a replacement for the monoline brush underneath calligraphy. Finally, I spent actually a good amount of time looking at these and wasn't quite sure at first, but this Nut Grove under charcoals is a beautiful shading pen. It comes in so soft and allows you to build up shade so nice to just deep, deep blackest blacks and then come back through and create amazing gradients. And so I love this. I'm really going to start playing around with this Nut Grove shading pen, and you might actually see me using it more even in like the renders I'm doing for you guys, just because I really like this. I think it's super great. It's so build upable. I don't know if that's a word or not, but the way you can just be super, super, the pressure sensitivity on this pen is it's just gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And cannot recommend enough. If you don't own Procreate, you're missing out, folks. I am not sponsored by them or affiliated with them in any way, but wow, it is such a great app. The pens are absolutely amazing, and I'm having a great time exploring the new Procreate library brushes. Um, yeah, folks, let me know what you think. Let me know where you're at with that. But it's going to be Nut Grove for your shading. Underneath inks here, it's going to be Nowhere Else and Goshawk. And then, of course, back to our classic library. We've got our technical pen, my favorite of all time ever. It's so clean. Monoline, also so clean, not pressure sensitive, which is good for the tool, for the task. And then soft brush, folks. I love it. This is just, yeah, let me know if this was useful to you at all, or if you guys can, what your favorite brushes are, what you guys like to do, why you like specific brushes or why you use something and don't use another thing. I love to keep the conversation with you going. I love the talks you guys have, the suggestions for me. As always, have fun out there. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for the support. Bye.